show here this weekend?
It's been slow, this gun show. People are shopping pretty heavy and looking at stuff. We're selling some stuff, but not like we were.
You think the weather has something to do with it?
100%. Hey, if I was home, I wouldn't be going to gun shows. I'd be out doing what they're doing, mowing the lawn, fishing, or something nice. Sure.
Okay. And so what did you bring with you today? Just guns, or do you have other things?
We're primarily guns. We have a few magazines, but primarily rifles, shotguns, and pistols.
Let's talk about ammunition. I guess that's hard to find these days, right?
Well, it's getting a little bit better. In our stores, we've always been able to keep it, believe it or not. But we got some pretty direct sources that has helped us. But yes, ammunition in the general market, including Bass Pro and Walmart, you just can't hardly get it.
All right, well, let's talk about what's going on in Washington a little bit, too. They're wanting to crack down on gun control things. What's the talk around the gun show on that?
Well, actually, they're very disappointing because they think rules, regulation, laws, and make them stricter is going to do something. And I wish that was true. But I've noticed everybody that they've just completely shut gun purchasing off, or have ownership of a gun, or have one in your home. In the big cities, Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles is where the worst gun violence is. And there's a reason for that. The criminal really doesn't have to worry about somebody having a gun because it's illegal. And so you just give them an open door on that.
Yeah, and the criminals are not buying guns legally anyway, right?
Well, we are a federal dealer, so everything we do, they must have a background check. Now, people think that's like registration has nothing to do with that. You can't even register a gun in the state of Missouri. There's no agency that does that. So, and you know, back to Washington and the legislation, they've got some things up there. They completely dropped the magazine size, completely dropped the ARs, anything that they were really talking so hard about, and they're going to pass legislation that will be that everybody will have to go through a background check to purchase a gun. Well, they already have to with us, and 90% of the people in this show, that's true. But if you want a gun, you can go to every one of these cities that I just mentioned, and you can buy a gun. And you can buy them right on the street. It's sad, but the enforcement is not there. Okay, we know how good a control they got of drugs today. They completely stopped drugs, can't be bought in America. We know how prohibition went. Same thing on guns. You cannot regulate some things out.
And when you say you can go buy a gun in these big cities, you mean just like out of the back trunk of somebody's car?
You got it exactly right. Or if you want to sell them, and that's what really happens, yes.
Okay, do you think there's a solution to this then, or not?
I think the solution is when they do catch somebody in a gun crime or has a gun illegally, and when I say by that, they didn't have a background check that has any kind of a record, which they cannot legally own a gun, sure. If they put them in jail, they're not going to be on the street anymore, and the word will get out there, but they don't do that either. And they'll tell you all kinds of statistics, and it's mighty bad, yeah. And some areas, even Kansas City has a problem. There's some areas the police really don't respond to, yeah. They'll tell you all kind of good stories, but it's true. At night. They will in the daytime, but not at night.
That's pretty much any big city, though.
Exactly. And every big city has got the hardest gun control, and yet the most, I believe they said you were 3 times safer being in Afghanistan than you were in Chicago. Does that tell you something? No guns?
All right, well, what do you see the future of the gun industry? Are you worried about your business or not?
Oh, no. What they're proposing actually will help us, but it's not right, I don't think, curtailing the American citizens. They'll have to come to a licensed dealer, and he'll have to do the gun transaction. The man will have to pay a fee, because that's what it costs when you do a gun transaction, and it's still not going to stop the illegal guns. It won't have a thing to do with it. I can go to a pharmacy and get a drug or prescription filled legally, or I can buy it on the street. Same on guns, same exact on guns. Yeah.
Hey, Duane, I'm out of questions. Anything else you'd like to say?
Well, yes, I'd like to say this where the state of Missouri turned over the concealed carry permits and told who they were. I I feel very betrayed on that because Missouri is doing nothing wrong, and the federal government has nothing to do with it. They don't issue, they don't control, they have nothing to do with concealed carry, but they wanted to see what it was. Everything on concealed carry is either handled by the local sheriff. As a matter of fact, I believe that's exactly where it's all at. And it's just another type of thing that they make people nervous and so on, so then everybody says, well, we just won't get a concealed carry. There's nothing wrong with having concealed carry and carrying a gun. It's just things that will scare people off. But no, I think on the legislation they're proposing is sad, because even your lawmakers will say, this is nothing. We do it by the book. If you want to buy a stolen gun from me, you're not going to do it. If you want to, now, if you want one, they can come in here and buy one, but it's all legal, but they should have a right to give it to one of their children, pass it down, or sell it. You know, entrepreneurship in America is not going to die no matter how many rules. Prohibition was a great time for the average citizen because he could make some moonshine in his bathtub, and my grandfather did that. He made wine. Good market, good money. Today, the moonshiners are all out of business because they can make it legally. See what I'm saying? No, anytime you start restricting or say you can't do something to Americans, that's just like saying, go get her, boys. It's an open door. That's the sadness. Now, that sounds a little bit bad in one sense, but it's the truth. Yeah.
Thank you, Duane. That'll work.
Now, let me ask you something. How much money do you make? How much taxes do you pay?